exchange of beauty, writing English in Arabic letters. Why should a person think of doing that? I think it has been a habit of all cultures to write other languages in their own letters. But for us in Jordan and in the Arabic world, currently because of the domination of the Western culture, we find ourselves speaking Arabic, and while speaking Arabic, we speak English. So we took so many terms and verbs, English verbs within our Arabic language. And then when we go into the streets, we see all the signs saying the English words written in Arabic. For example, that causes a problem, which is the essence of this project in general. For example, if we look at this table, so the winner, the word winner in English, if it is written in Arabic, it is written this way. To read it, if I don't know English or I'm looking at the Arabic word, actually I would read winner. And for Pepsi Cola, actually what we have been knowing Pepsi, it is Bibsi, because we don't have the P sound in Arabic. So this is Bibsi Cola. Burger, burger, it's a burger. It's a Hirtlucker. It's Coca-Cola. It is vitamin. It should be vitamin. England instead of England. England. And so. All these. This actually, when you start reading, you just figure out sometimes you're eluding the meaning to a totally different, the contrast of that meaning totally. So this constitutes the basic issue that when we write in Arabic, we try to write anything English, we have this problem. So there's a need to be able to transcribe the English into Arabic. It has to give somehow an accurate reading, and must be presented to Arabic people that to prepare them. Yeah, usually, if you want to write your Arabic language, but the visual appearance of this thing should be telling him that this is an alien word. It's not in Arabic. This is another word. So be prepared visually for this. So that was the aim. Such a system could be applied not only to transcribe, but also on teaching the language, proper language, if you want to learn and you can read properly, so learning would be much easier. Maybe native speakers would be able to express their, trying to learn Arabic script, maybe they would learn Arabic script easier if they are writing their own words within the Arabic script. For such a system to be accepted, it should be, it should not be alien to Arabic, as if adding new forms or anything. It should be within the context of Arabic. And what I meant when I said that it has to have English identity, preparing the people that this is English, I mean it in the sense of in Arabic we have the hanging script, we call them ta'liq, nasikh ta'liq, which are Persian. So when we see them, we associate them to Persia. So this is the concept, to associate this font with English writing. So the summary is that they should be right and read correctly, the shapes should not be alien, and the overall identity should start to say English. An Arabic script, to those who are familiar with it, it is Arabic letters are 28. They are with the Hamza, they are 29, and 30 with the Lam alifs. We have only four vowels: Fatha, Damme, Kasra, and the vowels are added as diacritic marks over the letters. So this is called as damma, fatha, sukun, and those are the 4 basic diacritic marks. To design such a system or to suggest such a system, we have to see some case studies or to understand how people deal with this. And we have to consult the Arabic classical language books to see what is the real Arabic letters, and to design visual representations for each extra sound we have to add, and to design the identity of the font itself. I will go summary. There are many case studies, but usually people, when they want to incorporate foreign words into their language, they have 2 approaches. The first approach is to take that word and manipulate it to fit their own writing system. Exactly in Arabic, in the history, for example, Socrates, we in Arabic, we say Socrat. We just changed it. They have changed it in history. It is Socrat. And Aristotle is Aristoteles. This is how they changed it and they put it. Also, maybe you can see this in Japanese when they say for please, they say pleasu. They say the own words, they have their own system of writing English, so they change the English to fit the language. The second approach is trying to actually represent the exact pronunciation of each letter, and like we see when we have the academic transcription of Arabic to English, or the Arabizi, we call it, which we use by phone and etc. So this is to show the limited capacity of Arabic to represent the English sounds and words in its current situation. So if we see that we can't say A, we don't have anything to say A. We have B, C, D, but the F by all, we cannot say it as if you go. There are many missing elements in anything in English. And this was recognized during the last century or the 20th century, 18th century, when the Arab word had to have contacts with the Latin word through colonization. So they figured that they cannot cope with the current Arabic system, cannot cope with the extra letters coming. And even in slang language, the current Arabic situation cannot fully represent the slang languages, different slangs of Arabic. So in 1955, Khalil Asakir tried to devise something, a new thing to be able to represent the slang letters in Arabic. It also didn't work. There were many attempts to revitalize Arabic. It changed the number of letters in the 20th century, especially in Egypt. There were so many competitions, and all suggestions were eventually rejected, were refused, and finally a committee, a formal committee in Egypt decided that they can add 3 consonants, which are the P and the V and the G, by adding 3 dots under the Jim and 3 dots over the F and the 3 dots under the Ba. And they said there is no need for any extra vowels, and that's it. And the case was closed at that point. The reasons the suggestions weren't all the time from the context of Arabic. They suggested changing the writing system, changing the letters, etc. So that's why they were rejected, and because people were afraid to destroy the beauty of Arabic calligraphy, they were trying, it will affect the sanctification added to the current letter because of its relation to religion, the confusion that might rise with the classical font. Relating this with Quran was always the sensitive part. Arabic should be Arabic. This relation made any change, current new change, almost very difficult. Although the Arabic evolution of script writing and change and creating letters in the early stages of Arabic development show vast steps. So we have contrasting approach. In the early days, they were allowing for many additions, many changes, but we just limiting ourselves. Anyway, according to these, any new system should be from within the context itself. The limited capacity of Arabic to transcribe English or not. Although we have the current situation which I explained to you about Arabic letters, surprisingly, when you open one of the oldest books about Arabic besides Quran, which is Al-Kitab by Sibawayh, a famous writer of the 8th century, it's the basic reference in Arabic in language. Later, Ibn Jinni, another writer, and even later writers, we find out this. We find them saying that the origin of the Arabic letters is 29 letters. They consider the lam alif as a letter. And at that time, they didn't have the hamza. And he say then they are 29, but they valid come 35 with letters that are branches from their use, and they are desirable to be used. So actually, he's saying that there are 35 acceptable and letters that are likable. And then he said no, they become 42 with letters that are not acceptable, but they are quite used. And then Ibn Jinni, when he comes back, he added even more letter to vowels. So they say that there is a vowel between the kasra and the dhammeh, and there's a vowel between the kasra and the fatha. Eventually, we're talking about 47 letters. That's what Arabic books say about Arabic. So our current situation is a bit different. So accordingly, my suggestion that we're not adding anything to Arabic. Actually, we're just going back to the reference books, and we should try to find the words, the letters they have already described. The only thing that in this table we show that it is there is the sound or the number of the letter and the shape. There are shapes for the letters, and the letters to the right, they have no shapes in Arabic. And this was the first problem, that we want to have shapes for these letters. They are there, and we didn't introduce anything. But not to reinvent the wheel, we started from the point that they left, that okay, we have the new consonant f, v, b, p, as suggested by the committee where they stopped. And then we came to other sounds, like, for example, the K sound from the consonant C, like the word cut. And he said it's a letter between qaf and kaf, so it's ka. So we have qa, ka, and there's a letter between them, so this is the new letter. And we tried to devise a system for all these letters. This system, the new vowels, for example, the new vowels we took, we suggested that to go to the original Arabic writing system, and this is the thuluth, one of the most respected scripts in Arabic. They use the diacritic marks I talked about, which are فتحة ضمة كسرة شدة, the developed parts of them. And they have some decorative elements. From these decorative elements, we picked some shapes and we added to them the vowels that is needed. So we continued the same approach of adding the vowels as the diacritic marks, but expanding the vowels and taking them from the context of Arabic writing itself. In this case, if we do this, so mostly all the gaps I have presented earlier, they could be filled now. And a hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished might. This is written in Arabic for the English, but without the image. And then each phoneme was taken as a vowel, and all the phonemes were covered, whether in English, UK, or in US, and also for the consonant phonemes. I'm just going fast because the time limit is done. Now the other part is the visual image of this thing. The visual image the brief was to design an Arabic type whose character set is expanded to include all the consonants and vowels of the new system, while portraying English visual identity in the final product. This is very hard to represent English because English is so universal and many people speak English and as their original language. That's fine, but this was exercise given to my students at the German Jordanian University and their understanding of what is English. So I respect their vision. It doesn't represent my own vision of what is English. I found that they were categorized into 5 things, that some of them used the manners and behaviors of British people as they see them as the concept of designing the font. They went to some concepts in Latin English fonts, and some talked about the diversity in England, and one just referred to historical period, and one for letter separation, we will see it. This was designed by Yasmin Jum'a, and she suggested that that English people, they behave that they show you this, they don't show you everything, they show you only a certain part. So she used the baseline, upper baseline, lower baseline, and that's how she tried to put this. Sorry. Another Razan Haikal, she suggested that the most interesting about English people is their sarcastic sense of humor. So she used this kind of two contrasting strokes to represent this. Another guy suggested that he stated that 5 statements that represent the English people. Concepts from Latin fonts, they took some Latin fonts and they tried to simulate, to approach them. And the diversity, some girl, I don't know how she suggested diversity. And one girl took the Tudor period and the signature of the king there, and she tried to devise the Arabic letters. This guy, eventually, he used the separating letters, like English use separate letters and not cursive script. So he tried to make a non-cursive script for Arabic, like Nasri Khattar and all. And this is not a new invention. Many people have been working with separate letters. So the conclusion is that we have, not reading all this, just we have suggested a new system to try to represent the English language in Arabic script. And thank you all. Thank you very much. Hope I'm on time.